Hello, my name is Suzanne Hunt, Reverend Suzanne Hunt, and I am a clairvoyant and a healer and a spiritual teacher. And I send out a newsletter once a month with a topic, a spiritual topic, a personal growth topic. And this month, for March of 2022, the topic is listening to our inner wisdom. So, our inner wisdom is kind of a nebulous thing. Sometimes the answers are crystal clear. Bam, we've got the answer. We know exactly what we need to do. Everything feels very clear. We feel confident. But other times we're struggling to get an answer. We're grappling with a decision, or maybe we're trying to move forward in a new direction and trying to figure out what that direction is. And the the inner wisdom is elusive. It's like sand slipping through our fingers. We just can't get there. So our inner wisdom sometimes feels like it's a nebulous thing. It's changing. It's not constant. It's not consistent. And I know a lot of my clients and students struggle with that. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit today on this video. So I'm here to tell you that your inner wisdom is really a constant and a natural part of your soul essence. We all have that energetic wisdom, our spiritual connection, however you see that for yourself. I am a spiritual person and see myself as connected to my higher self, to God or the universe, but other people may see that in different ways. But we have that energetic dynamic. It's part of who we are. You might even say part of our human entitlement. It's yours and it belongs to you, and it's always there. But sometimes if it's always there, why do we feel like it's inconsistent? And this is frustrating for us. And simply put, it's life on the planet that we live in today. Life on the planet is what's constantly changing. We have stressors coming in from all uh, aspects of our life. We have one day we're feeling great, we're buoyant, we're enthusiastic, life is going our way, we feel great. But other days are more challenging, and maybe the road feels a little more bumpy. So it's life that's constantly changing. And the way we can connect more fully with our inner wisdom is to create that inner awareness, to create that calm, that constant within us. When that constant is within us, we can receive the information from spirit that we're looking for. So we might imagine our connection to our inner wisdom like an antenna. I like to use that example. Maybe an antenna on the top of our heads. And our antenna is reaching from our conscious mind to our inner spirit or source, however you might see that for yourself. But the noise of too many distractions collects like debris on our antenna, if you will. So then we're having difficulty in hearing our inner spirit, our wisdom, in getting the answers that we want because our antenna has debris on it, not because we don't have the answers within us. So I hope that makes sense. So what's the debris made of? The debris is typically too many distractions is a really big one. The noise of too many distractions, too long of a to-do list, feeling overwhelmed by too many things happening in our lives that we don't have that precious time to go within. And sometimes when we slide down into a place of where it's hard to connect with our wisdom, we might find ourselves feeling helpless. We might be in despair. And all of this is connecting or collecting on our antenna and creating the static. And when there's static, it's hard for us to hear. It's hard for us to listen to our inner wisdom. And we can start to feel like we're doubtful. Maybe everyone else has answers and has that inner connection, but we don't. And so how can we remove and eliminate that doubt? So one way we might go about it is to eliminate some of the distractions in our lives. Um, Distractions that fill up our space and our energy field and create some small windows of open space where we can go inside and connect with spirit, connect with our own truth. So we all have demands, some things in life that we've got to be taking care of. We have families, we have jobs, um, other demands for our time. But we can create a window, a small window of time to connect with spirit, to connect with ourselves. And in creating those little windows of time, it's easy to have, maybe we sit down, want to have some quiet time. We want to meditate or just have a little time sitting out in the sun. And it's very easy to have some distractions come in. Sometimes I find myself, I sit down to meditate, and all of a sudden I'm thinking about, I need to do some laundry. There's a phone call I need to make. Oh, I forgot to pay that bill, or whatever it is. It comes to me when I start to relax. It's like my mind opens and I start to remember things that I want to take care of. So um, we can make a list or set those um, little to-dos or distractions aside. Um, Lots of ways to do that. One easy way is to write them down. Have a little notepad right by a chair that you might want to sit on to do your meditation and make a note. I got to make this phone call or take care of feeding the cats or whatever it is. Um, and I like to create an energetic to-do list and set it in little rows right outside my door to my meditation room. And then when I walk outside my room, there it is. I can take care of all those things. So acknowledge the resistance and make a note if necessary, and then just let them go. Just let those distractions go so that we can have that quiet time inside. So the practice of having this quiet time will start to open up that receiving channel. It's like if it's become kind of thin and small and a lot of debris around it, excuse me, the more we pay attention to inner spirit, the more attention we give to this space, the more it's going to grow and support us. That channel becomes wider and more fluid and more potent. And so one thing I want to say about this is that when we're starting a new practice, be sure to allow yourself plenty of time to ease into it, to grow into that new space. We didn't learn to drive a car without some practice and some patience. We didn't learn to ride a bike without some time to learn that skill and to get on that bike and to practice. So our new quiet time will require a very similar kind of attention to just giving ourselves time to practice. And after a while, you might be like me, where I relish that time. Maybe it's just 5 or 10 minutes a day to sit down, clear my mind, set my intentions for the day, and open up that channel into my inner wisdom. So there's lots of ways that you can create this space, this quiet space to listen to your inner wisdom. I am a spiritual teacher and I have many meditation classes that I teach that are out on my website, and you're welcome to go take a look at those. But the meditation is just one tool that you can use to clear distractions. Other activities like yoga, visualization, affirmations, posting affirmations on your mirror, and then stepping into that affirmation and let it seep into your body, or reading uplifting material, material that gives your space a buoyancy, that gives you some enthusiasm, that makes you feel good. Because when we feel good, we're generating positive energy. And when we feel good and we come inside for that quiet time, we're opening up our spiritual connection for that inner wisdom to come through. So lots of ways to do it. And even daydreaming, sitting on the couch daydreaming letting your mind just follow wherever it goes can sometimes allow insights to bubble up. So those are wonderful ways that you can connect with your inner spirit. So make time to create this space so that you can make time to listen. You might want to build a practice, schedule it every day, right after breakfast, just before bed, whatever works for you. And um, so scheduling that practice will be great. And sometimes when we get too busy or we become focused on those distractions, we fall into a space where um, our life is overcrowded. And I found myself in that very same spot just a few months ago. And I had a ski accident and ended up in a few months of recovery time. And during that recovery time, when my life kind of stopped, everything kind of stopped, and I began to go in and take care of my body and come back into my soul and my soul connection. I started to realize how I had built up this debris on my own inner connection, and that I had crowded out my life and ignoring time to take care of myself, my body, and to have that space for myself. So, um, even any one of us at any time in our lives can fall into that old pattern, like I did. I came from a 35-year career in the corporate world. And in the corporate world, we put the job first, or it seems like we're always addressing demand energy. So if you have a life like that, then it's really great to, again, create these little windows of time. Because when I began to come back into myself during my recovery time, I started to realize that the static began to melt and dissolve away. I reaffirmed the preciousness of my life and my health, and my priorities shifted. And then I began to have some insights, some creative energy coming in about which direction I wanted to take my business, which direction and activities and creative work that I wanted to be doing. So the insights began to flow again. So I encourage you to develop a space where you can listen to your inner wisdom by eliminating those distractions. Um, Acknowledge resistance when you want to sit down and create a quiet space for yourself. Nurture those quiet space time frames and allow yourself to receive those insights. And then that will begin to open up time for your listening. So I hope you enjoyed our little conversation today. If you like the message, you can go ahead and um, register on YouTube, or click follow my YouTube, so that you'll have these videos coming to you when I post them. And you can also sign up for my newsletter, and that will be in the chat, but also on www.energetichealingarts.com. And then you'll get my messages as they come out once a month. So I invite you to take care, check in with that wisdom inside of you. It's yours, it belongs to you. We just need to learn to nurture it and invite it in. Have a great day.